I will fall on something and feel very strongly about it, create something or say something even on the air boldly, without really having a lot of statistical evidence behind it. And then I find the statistical evidence. And that's exactly what happened with the economic modern family. I started realizing that everybody was watching the NASDAQ, everybody was watching the SPY, but while they were rallying back through the decade after, really starting from like 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, IWM, the small caps, were not necessarily following in kind. And then I thought, okay, well, small caps, that's manufacturing US. That sounds important, more than NASDAQ, which is more international, which was getting big corporate buybacks of their own stock, which was getting tax breaks, et cetera, et cetera. What's really representing the economy? The Russell 2000 companies that have a small capitalization that are all within the US. Then I'm like, okay, what else is really super important in the US economy? Oh, the consumer, duh. So then I started looking at granny retail, and I decided XRT was the right ETF because it was a good blend of e-commerce, discretionary, and staples. So you got a good idea of what the consumer was doing. Then I was like, well, what did Charles Dow say? Well, you have the transportation index. Oh, transportation. You can't have manufacturing in a retail area of consumers without knowing what the demand side looks like. And then I started building, okay, semiconductors, Silicon Valley, super important, biotech, also super important because obviously United States had been a big innovator in terms of biotechnology through the years. And then I added regional banks, which was, I think, the most interesting, that I would fall on that, because I decided that if I really wanted to look at the rural US and what their savings and borrowing money look like, you don't look at Citibank and Bank of America and Wells Fargo. You look at, Fifth Street, you look at some of the smaller banks